What's going on, YouTubes? This is Sidney Cumbie, yet again with another makeup video. So this makeup I did while I was in Vancouver. I did 2 makeups when I was in Vancouver, and this is one of them. It's a really random makeup, not planned out. I didn't know what I was gonna do when I got there. I just had a big box full of random RBFX prosthetics, and I had just met the model like the day that I did the makeup on her, and so I just fit the prosthetic on her face, and it fit her, so that's the one I used. So we did a mutant makeup, and I did it in 3 different stages. I did a mutant with a little bit of weird beauty going on. It was like blue eyeshadow and sort of runny makeup and red lips. It's beauty, right? And then I did a clown on top of that. Why I did a clown, I don't know. It just seemed like it was a fun thing to do, and it was like a mini vacation. When I was in Vancouver, I just treated it as a little mini vacation, a little mini makeup vacation. I don't know. So I did this makeup on her. It came out pretty darn fun. You know, again, when I do these makeups, every time I do a makeup, it's an experiment. It's to try some weird colors and see what happens. And I wanted her face, because it was a full face, and it seemed I sort of envisioned that her bones were sort of they were growing out. There was like big calcium knots here and there, so it was like drained of blood. And I wanted her to have a really like pale face and just really weird. It was almost like botched surgeries, and it just really messed up her face. I don't know. It was really wild. I made it really pale. And so yeah, it came out pretty good. I liked the makeup. I liked how it came out. The model was Chelsea Brennan. She is Chelsea the Pale, I think, on Instagram. That's where she found me. That's where I found her. She was a champion. She's been in a lot of these makeups, so she knew exactly what she was getting into, and we had a fun time with it. Definitely a really cool makeup. I'm gonna do a voiceover in this video, just because I haven't done a voiceover in a long time. So I hope you guys learned something from this, and I hope you guys enjoyed that I'm finally doing another voiceover. It's really wild, right? So of course, again, RBFX Prosthetics. I used Mel's Pax Paints in this, European Body Arts, Airbrush colors, and for the clown, Ben Nye cream colors, because Ben Nye cream colors usually work pretty well. And I just want to thank Chelsea again, Chelsea Brennan, for being my model and actually making me do a makeup when I was in Vancouver. So I did 2, so I had 2 different people force me to do these makeups, and you know, they came out pretty cool. So stay tuned for the voiceover, because here the video goes. Alrighty, so it looks like I'm gonna do a little voiceover in this video. I'm gonna walk you through it. It's gonna be a lot of fun, so let's do it. Alrighty, so what I'm doing here is cleaning her skin with a little bit of witch hazel. Make sure there's no oils on it before I lay the prosthetic down. Using a glue brush to put a little stripe down the center of her face, and I'm using Telesis 5 on this makeup, because Telesis 5 is going to be a little bit easier to remove from her face, and I want to make this makeup as quick and as easy for her as possible. So because it's going to be glued on her lips, I'm putting a little bit of zinc oxide with the stomper brush right up under the prosthetic, so it sticks to her face a little bit better. And now what I'm doing is, because I pinned it in the center, I'm going to work from one side to the other. So I'm going to pin around the eye on this side first, and then I'm going to jump over to the other side and go back and forth, because I want things to be even and match up. Now this prosthetic is a little bit too big, because it's going to want to go into her hairline a little bit, but I'm going to figure out a way to fix that sooner or later. I'm using a bent liner brush by Delium Tools as my glue brush right here, because it's one of my favorite glue brushes for getting to smaller, hard to reach areas, like right here. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue down the center, gluing it down, pressing it down, and Telesis 5 is really quick. So it's you put it down, and you can apply a prosthetic right on top of it. It's real quick and real awesome. I love using Telesis 5, and the removal is much easier as well. And as you saw right there, the good thing about foam latex is you can stretch it. If something doesn't fit or you're getting a weird wrinkle, you can pull foam latex and stretch it just a little bit. So if somebody has a bigger face, you can always stretch it to make it fit, but if somebody has a smaller face, it's going to be kind of hard. You're going to get weird wrinkles. I'm just lifting up edges and laying it down. And the good thing about foam latex is the really thin edges, as you can see right there. I'm putting a little bit of glue over the edges. They're really thin edges, so I put the adhesive right over the edge, and it absorbs through it because foam latex is a sponge and absorbs right through it. And I got a little bit of glue in her hair, so I'm removing it right here with another brush. And it just barely goes into her hairline. And as you saw earlier, I powdered all the way around her hairline and right here. What I'm powdering with is RCMA powder. I use RCMA in all my makeups. The powder is really great. I happen to like it a lot. Right there I'm using a, that's the Whopper. Not the Whopper, what am I saying? This is a Stomper. That's a Stomper brush, and I'm stomping it, pushing the prosthetic down on her lips because there's powder on the brush, so it pushes it down really nice. So now over the edges right here, I'm using Prosthetic and stippling it on to sort of fade it out onto her skin. It's going to add texture to it as well as fill in little gaps that aren't as smooth onto the skin. So it's going to self-level just a little bit. So now I'm going in with my undertones. This is not super necessary. You can do all of this with an airbrush on top of a flesh color, but I do it sometimes because I like to do it a little bit quicker painting technique, because all you gotta do is dry brush. So I'm going in with a deep mauve and sort of a lighter mauve color, so just kind of both. And I'm gonna, this is my blood layer, so I'm just laying this down. Then I'm gonna go over the top of it with a flesh color, like I'm doing right here. And so in this makeup, I wanted her face to be sort of drained of blood. I sort of envisioned the lumps to be like calcium buildups on her bones, just pushing her face out there and looking really nasty and be drained. So she's going to be a little bit more pale in the face. So this is a technique just called dry brushing. So I have my stipple brush, which is the 193 stipple brush, and I'm just brushing it off the high points so that you can still see some of the red in the low points. And you can achieve all of this with just airbrushing as well, or hand painting. This is just a quick way of getting sort of dimension and to getting some shadow and stuff like that in the makeup. I might abandon doing this technique, but we'll see. We'll see. See, as you can see, there's already form there. Now there's form, you can see it. If I would have just done a flesh color over the top and then airbrush, it would take me a while to get this look. I'm using a large stipple brush right here to sort of just stipple a little bit more color onto it to help blend it, to get it faded into the skin a little bit more. It's funny, with this makeup, I knew that you wouldn't see under the chin, so I didn't even try to blend it right under the chin. I just airbrushed it a little bit, so I kind of got lazy in this makeup, but it definitely came out to be a lot of fun, and it looked really cool. So I'm just using flesh color right here, just some generic light flesh color to stipple over the top. Now I'm going to blend it a little bit better by doing a flesh color over the top of this. So this is going to be a really pale flesh color that I'm going to blend it to the skin a little bit better. It's going to make it even more pale. I'm using the spatter brush, the spatter gun that I'm using right here is a Harbor Freight gun. Costs like $14. Really inexpensive, but a really cool brush. See, the prosthetic blends into her face pretty well. It's obviously a different color than the rest of her. But I'm spattering a little bit of red into it now. I want to bring a little bit of life into this prosthetic and not keep it totally extremely pale. Now I'm going in with an airbrush. This is just going to be like a liver color from European Body Art. And the airbrush is going to be an Iwata Revolution airbrush. It's only $100, relatively cheap airbrush, but a really reliable airbrush. And always get a gravity feed. If you're looking for an airbrush, get a gravity feed. Those are just going to work out for you best. I know there wasn't a lot when I was out there about what airbrush to get. Just get a gravity feed. It's going to be a good starting out airbrush. So as you can see, I'm starting to bring this thing to mutant stages. It's starting to look really disgusting, just highlighting some areas. Still, again, a relatively quick makeup because I knew I was going to have 3 makeups in this, and I was going to have to do like 3 sets of photos with this. So I tried to do each stage really quick. She's looking really beautiful right now. So I'm just doing the lips with the same red color. just really irritated, nasty lips. Putting, you know, having a little bit of pink into it though, so it looked more natural, more lip-like, and not super just red lips. Alright, she's looking very mutant-like, very disgusting. I could have blended this, the flesh into it a little bit better. You know, you always look back at a makeup and be like, I could probably fix that, but it's looking alright. So now I'm going around her eyes with a little bit of cream color. This is Ben Nye cream colors. I like Ben Nye. I have the Ultimate Effects palette by Ben Nye, which is a really great palette. Just doing a little bit of irritation around her eyes with these cream colors. Blending it right there. So I just get like a liner brush, I put a little line, and then I blend it down. Now I'm doing a little bit more, like this is like a yellow spatter, just to add a little bit of sort of nasty jaundice sort of look to it. That little bit of yellow, it pops, as you can see. You know, it just pops a little bit, so it makes it look a little bit better. I'm adding a shine to it now with a large stipple brush. This is Thomas Serpenat's Glisten Up. It's just going to add look a little bit sweaty. Any zombie, any mutant or anything like that, I usually add a little bit of weird shiny sweat, so it looks more disgusting like. I didn't use a lot of colors in this makeup. I wanted to keep it quick, and I knew it would look good in the lighting that I was going to do, and I knew it would look good for the photos. So I played to the photos more rather than you know, it being in person or being on video. I just played for photos, and I knew I was going to do different looks too. And I'm sort of knocking some of the areas down, making it not as sweaty looking, sort of just taking away some of the shine with a little bit of Perfect Matte by Krylon. This takes away a little bit of the shine. So now I already took photos of those, so now I'm going into the little bit of beauty. I'm doing a little bit of blue eyeshadow, a little bit of runny eyeliner, and just black makeup, a little bit of runny. This is, you know, I say beauty, but you get it. It's just a little bit different, a little bit weird. It would be beauty for a mutant or something like that. She's just really sad and just nasty, and I just do these really bright lips on it. Get some really cool photos. Look at her, she knows what she's doing. This is a really just all around fun makeup. She was a really fun model too. And this is just a Ben Nye cream color right here that I'm just putting on her lips. Just a bright, vibrant red. So this is not a lipstick color. This is just a cream color. I knew it was going to look, you know, relatively good with this makeup. Boom, boom, boom. Put it on there. And this is pretty much done right there. This is like my favorite part of the makeup. I really liked what this looked like. So now I'm going to add a clown nose. So these are the 3 different stages, like just super quick, throwing it together. Took us hours though. So this is a generic clown nose from RBFX. I just put it on with some Prosthetic, and I didn't want to paint it red because our lips were really red, so I went in with a green and then sort of dry brushed a little bit of yellow over the top to give it a more of a, where the nose would pop a little bit better. And this clown, I mean, the clown makeup wasn't really anything special with this. I just sort of just did it just to do it. And then all cream colors, all Ben Nye cream colors. I'm just going over, just, you know, smearing it on, making it look like a clown makeup. And then on the neck, I make it run down the neck. The white that I put on the neck is just airbrush color that I just drip down the neck to make it look like the clown makeup's runny and nasty. So sooner or later you'll see that. Oh yeah, I put a little bit of the blue. All this is cream colors, just cream colors, from the Ultimate FX palette from Ben Nye. And then there it is right there, where I'm just letting the European Body Art airbrush color just drip down her neck to make it just look like runny clown makeup. And I left the red lips. I wanted to do something different with her hair. There's already a product in her hair to make it sort of greasy looking. So the orange doesn't last long once she gets in the photos and everything. But the orange, I thought, helped pop the blue, the green. It all sort of came together and made a really funky looking, weird clown. You know, it's just, you know, again, it's just a lot of fun. I'm just airbrushing this into her hair. You can change someone's hair color just by airbrushing whatever colors you want into it. I'm using European Body Art. I mixed this orange color together. I didn't really have it, so I mixed it. A little bit of yellow, a little bit of red. Came together really orange and looked really cool. So that's the clown makeup. All right, so this is the final look. Let's take a look at this. So I made her more of like a serial killer sort of weird thing. You know, she's like a Hills Have Eyes sort of, you know, I guess monster guy, monster lady. So in the hotel room, this is the reason we got this hotel room, because it looked older and it looked kind of cool. And we could do photos like this. Like this is, you know, the first step where it's just mutant. Ew, she's really nasty, really mutant-like right here. And then we go into the beauty, which is, you know, she's like just disgusting looking, but the photos came out really, really cool. I used a little bit of mouth effects from PPI in it as well. And that is it. You know, a little bit of the clown was really cool, but appreciate you guys watching the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Tell me what you think down below. And if there's something you want to see, let me know. You have any questions, I don't care what it is, ask away. But until next time, guys, I'm out of here. I'll catch you later. Bye.